It changed. Isn't that interesting? And that's all right. How are we doing? Yes, we are live. Look at that. Okay. Welcome to my weekly wellness discovery show. If you don't know who I am yet, I'm Danny Kate. It's nice to have you here. Best way for you to have a really nice life where you look good, feel good, and all the good things that go with those good things is by being educated on the natural things that you can do towards your own better health. So today we're going to get into one of the most important yet sometimes very confusing topics, especially in the nutrition world, protein. Now, if you've been in my wellness center lately, you'll notice that there's a great guide in there, full of things that you may not have known before. So I highly encourage you to check it out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'll put a link at the end of the show for you today. And that way you can create your own free account. And that way you've got access to all of that and recipes and interviews with experts and all of our previous Vitality for Life shows and all sorts of good things in there. So please help yourself to that. A little bit about me, how I decided to, well, I didn't really decide, it just kind of unfolded that way. Becoming a wellness educator was something that kind of showed up after I was bitten by a tick, and I ended up with something called Lyme disease. This is my co-host, Lymere. Lymere knows quite a bit about Lyme disease, and like his button says, education is key. And that's what I discovered I needed to do was educate myself because unfortunately mainstream medicine doesn't seem to be up to date or understand Lyme disease the way somebody who actually contracts it does. So you start looking in other avenues and directions for answers as to what you can do to help yourself. And that's how I became a wellness educator. And I take all of the stuff that I've learned over the last, 25, 30 years and I put it all together for you so that, you can learn the different things that work for you so that you're living in harmony with nature and creating your best life possible too. So I'm really happy you're here with me today. Now, last week, we talked a little bit about protein supplements, how it supports muscle, metabolism, bone health as we age. I think I even told you a little story about a friend of mine. And I also shared a little bit about a video from Dr. Bruce Daggy about the role of protein on bone health. Hopefully, you've had a chance to check that out. If not, that's in my wellness center as well. As well, there's also another great article, One Nutrient Big Impact. Are you missing out? Check that one out because there's stuff in there that I'm not going to be sharing today. Okay, now, if you were with me last week, we had a look at how important protein is, especially as we get older, how it supports so much more than just muscle. But here's the thing, even when we know that we need more protein, trying to figure out how to get enough and what kind of protein is best for you, that can be very overwhelming. So we're going to break that down a little bit today that's in a very practical and easy doable way for you. So here's the basics. Now, I'm pretty sure 99.9% of you know this, but protein is found in both animal-based and plant-based foods. The animal ones, as you probably know, are chicken, turkey, beef, fish, eggs, dairy in general. And they have the complete proteins, meaning that they contain all 9 essential amino acids. And they also tend to have more protein per serving. Now, the plant-based ones are great too, like beans, lentils, tofu, quinoa, nuts, seeds. They're often packed with fiber and other nutrients as well, but some of them are not complete proteins, which means you might want to mix sources to get a full amino acid profile. Many of us, we do very well mixing both the animal and the plant source proteins together. So if you're kind of thinking you have to choose one over the other, if you want to, you can, but you certainly don't have to. And we have to take a look at today's modern life. Some days are just stupidly hectic, as you know, and that means that meals get skipped, or maybe we're working towards a goal like building strength, or we're trying to boost our own recovery. That's where protein powders come in. They're very handy, they're quick, convenient, and they're also customizable. There's a tough word. But with so many options that are out there right now, how do you choose? How do you know which one's the best one for you? I mean, there's whey versus plant versus soy versus collagen. Which one do you go with? So we're going to walk through the most common types of protein supplements so that you can figure out what fits your body best. Now, for those of you that don't have a problem with dairy, whey protein is very good. It's fast digesting. It's a great post-workout supplement. It's high in leucine, which also supports muscle repair for those of you that, might be working hard or you're in the gym. There's also the plant-based ones like pea, hemp, or rice. For me personally, it's the one that I feel the best on. And no, I'm not a vegan. It's just that this is the one I like the most. But it is great for vegans or anybody who is avoiding dairy. It is very easy on the digestive system, and maybe that's why I like it. Many blends now offer the complete amino acid profile. There's also the soy protein. Now, I know a lot of people go, oh, you can't have soy, it's bad for you. Well, I've heard all the rumors too. I'm just going to ask you this. How is it possible that billions of Asians are wrong? Okay, now where you are correct in being afraid of soy protein is if it's not grown properly, if it's not processed properly, if there's chemicals and things added to it that shouldn't be, absolutely, I would be worried too. But otherwise, if it's done correctly, it's a great option if you tolerate soy. It also contains many beneficial phytonutrients. Sorry, my tongue, I'm trying to stay ahead of myself here. And then there's also the collagen protein, which is great for joint, skin, and gut health. Now, it's not a complete protein, but it works really well when you pair it with others. I myself, I like to mix this into my plant-based, works great. Now, it's usually sourced from beef or fish. So things that you want to look for in a quality protein powder, you want to be making sure that, well, here's things that you want to keep in mind to make a smart choice, because I know it can be very overwhelming, especially if you walk into a place like Costco. There's almost an entire aisle dedicated to this stuff. Which one do you pick? Okay, so you want to make sure that there aren't any artificial sweeteners in it, dyes or ingredients that you don't recognize. If you happen to be in there looking and you have your cell phone with you, Google it at the same time, those words you don't know. Because your protein should be nourishing you, not confusing you. Okay. We want to aim for at least 15 to 25 grams of more of protein per serving, and that's going to meet your daily needs, and it's also going to support your muscle health. And be sure that it's third-party tested for safety. Again, back to that soy thing. Um, Actually, all of them. There's rising concerns about heavy metals, so you want to choose brands that are tested for purity and safety. And that's where it gets interesting. Okay, also make sure that it's rich in BCAAs, especially leucine. These are essential for muscle repair and recovery. Leucine plays a big role in triggering protein synthesis. Okay, so we want to be careful to match our goals, whether, this is for your post-workout recovery, maybe you're using it as a meal replacement, or just for everyday wellness in general. Choose a protein that supports your lifestyle. Now, if you want to keep learning more about this, join us in a couple of weeks. We've got a great Vitality for Life show coming up, your summer wellness game plan. And we're going to have a look at how everyday sports nutrition can power your hydration, your energy, and recovery all season long. In fact, all year long, if you really want to know. Together, we're going to have a look at the best type of proteins for your unique needs, how much you really need, and when. And we're going to look at simple, practical ways that you can add more protein to your everyday meals. So register now to save your spot, even if you don't know what you're doing 2 weeks from now. I don't even know what I'm doing 2 weeks from now, but grab your spot, because if you can't make it, as soon as the replay is available, you're going to get it in your inbox. Okay. And it's going to be great for taking the guesswork out of protein so that you can feel stronger, have more energy, and feel fully supported every single day. So drop a comment below or leave me a message and I'll send you the link if you want, or you can just grab the link. I'm going to attach it to the show at the end here, and that way you can just grab your spot. Now, protein, as you know, is one of the most essential tools in your wellness toolkit. And if you choose the right type and the right amount, you're going to feel it in your energy, your recovery rate, your skin, even your focus. So if you have a favorite protein powder you're already using, or maybe a recipe that you absolutely love, share it with me. Put it in the comments. I want to hear what's working best for you. Okay, so to quickly recap today, we discussed the differences between animal and plant-based proteins, supplement proteins, how to choose which one works best for your body, your goals. We also had a look at quality protein powder, what you want to look for in that, so that you can support your muscle energy and everyday wellness without feeling overwhelmed. Also, I want to throw in here, if you want to book a one-on-one wellness strategy with me, doesn't matter whether you're, looking to buff up or improve your energy or just support your aging or simply understand how much protein your body actually needs. I would love to do that with you. We'll tailor what works best just for you. So you can send me a message or drop the word, well, let's pick protein below if you want to book a session, or just DM me personally and say, hey, I want to sit down with you and let's figure out what works for me. I'd be happy to do that. We'll create a personalized nutritional strategy plan that's going to help you to feel better, fuel better, feel stronger, stay consistent with your wellness goals. So also, if you're one of those that you like learning stuff like this, feel free to join my wellness community on Facebook, is Danny's Wellness Tribe. I'll throw that link as well with the other ones for you. And remember to register for this because it's going to be great to have you there. You're going to learn so much on this. And if there's any of the links that I've mentioned that you want to get more in detail with me, just message me. I'm happy to help you out. So thanks again for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week on my Tea Talk show. Here's to you and your family's good health. I'm going to stop sharing, and Lymir and I are going to wish you the best for the day. Take care, everyone, and thanks for being here. Bye for now.